You are listening to the African Catholic Youth Voices, and here with me are young people from Kenya. I would like to ask you, how can you form yourself as a team of believers, of young Catholics, African Catholic youths, having strong faith to shun the politicians' allurements of using you and other youths, other young people to promote violence? Welcome to African Catholic Youth Voices, a podcast service of the Pan-African Catholic Theology and Pastoral Network. My name is Sister Titilayo Aduloju, a sister of St. Michael the Archangel, and I'm your host today. I'm super excited to have on our episode today 5 very active and dynamic young people from Kenya Cohorts of Building Bridges of Faith across Africa. Pope Francis has rightly called these young people faith influencers. So we want to have conversation about what these young people have been able to take home from the response of the Holy Father to their question on November 1st, 2022, what they are doing in their different cohorts to meet up with the task given to them, and what their plans are for the next 2 years of this synodal journey. So, my dear friends, I welcome you to African Catholic Youth Voices. So you tell me your name, your cohorts, and what you have been doing, in your cohorts. I know that you have been doing a lot in your cohorts. So just tell us what you have been doing in your various cohorts.
Okay, thank you very much, sister. I'm Omondi Gavin of the Order of St. Augustine, a student and the cohort leader for the Consolata Institute of Philosophy. And so far, the cohort has grown since our encounter with the Pope Francis, and we have embarked on writing as a major project, writing in response to the political situation in the country, both in favor of what has been done or what is being done in the country, and what has been done wrongly, so that we can have otherwise views that hopefully when shared among the members and across the many youths in the country, it may help us to have a better chance to influence the outcome or our lives, the way it is being driven, and the economy. So that is the major work that we are doing in the cohort, writing. And again, when it comes to writing, it's not only about politics, but on major issues that are affecting the youth, especially because our cohort is made up of, majority of them are seminarians. So when they go out for the apostolates in the weekends, when we come back, right, we bring and we share. And then this helps us to grow as a cohort. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Omondi, for your sharing with us what you have been doing in your course. That is from Consolata Institute of Philosophy. I know you are a philosopher, so you will write a lot. I hope you are also sharing these writings with others in the continent and in the country. Thank you very much. Okay, Wilfred, can you share with us what you have been doing in your course?
Hello, everyone. My name is Martin. I'm representing Buma University Cohort. So as a cohort, we've so far been able to mobilize more members to join BBI Africa, Team Kenya, and establish some sort of association that will enable us to move forward objectively. As that is happening, we were able to conduct a tree planting session somewhere last year, 21st of December, in collaboration with the Rotaract Club, one of the clubs in our institution. And that was in line with the ongoing conversation around climate change and environment conservation. We are also going on with our research that is aimed at giving a report on what we took home from the conversation we had with the Pope. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Basil, from Zima University. So you are taking to tree planting. How many trees? Anyway, we'll get there to ask you how many trees you have been able to plant. Maybe not only in your school, maybe around the country. Thank you very much. Okay. Yes, can you introduce yourself and tell us what you have been doing in your cohorts?
All right, my name is Eda Nabwire from Consolata Institute of Philosophy. And apart from the research work, we've also been engaging ourselves into reaching out to other youth in our parishes, specific parishes, and communities. We have organized communities which are already, though informal, which are already within our communities, organized groups like youth groups, which are not religious as such, but also we have religious groups within our parishes, and we are reaching out to them, trying to sensitize and actually get to influence them to come and be able to embrace this Building Bridges initiative. And so that is what we've been doing so far, reaching out to various groups within our parishes.
That's fine. That's another thing you are doing in your institutes, apart from the writing. So you're also reaching out to others and bringing them to the cohort. That's fine and well done. So, Kendayo, are you here?
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Brian Otieno, a student from Catholic University of East African, pursuing Bachelor in International Relations with Diplomacy. Okay, we have been doing our research on how we can reach youth all over the world to join us on this project of synodality. The conversation we had with Pope Francis. We are also doing projects in matters concerning climate change, on which we realize that through this project we can bring youth together concerning with this conversation of Pope Francis. Thank you, sister.
You are welcome. Thank you for also taking the challenge we're having with the climate into consideration in your cohorts. We believe that you are doing a great job there with the planting of the tree, and you are also looking at how you can keep your environment clean. We believe that with you there, we have a very safe environment in Kenya. Thank you very much. So we all listened to the Holy Father's response to your questions, carefully narrated and captured by Eda Nabwire. And luckily we have Eda Nabwire here with us this day. So she narrated this passionately on November 1st to the Holy Father. So what are your take home from the response of the Holy Father to your question? Okay. Let me start with Brian. Brian, that's Otieno from Catholic University of East Africa. What are your take home from the response of the Holy Father to your question?
What we take home is that we realize that a lot of youths are not being considered through various projects, especially in churches, and also in the society. Like, we find that some youths are being neglected due to their behaviors in the society. And we try to educate them on how they can live with people in the society, so that this ideology that youths are having mischief in the society can be eradicated. That's it, sister.
Okay, thank you very much. Can I call on Basil?
Thank you, sister. So I remember, if my memory serves me well, I remember the Holy Father said something like, he said something like, a son can never give birth to his father, but the reverse is natural, and it's what happens. His crystal clear message was that we, as the youth and young Turks, we have everything to lose if we consider our elders our enemies in our quest to become leaders. Our question to the Holy Father basically was how to be part of the governance in our country, and his message was we should consider engaging our elders in our quest to become those leaders. We should not consider them as enemies. At family level, we have our parents, our guardians to learn from. At the community level, we have our local leaders, and in our churches, of course, we have our clergy. So his message was very crystal clear. We should engage our elders in our quest to become leaders.
Thank you very much, Basil. Yeah, Eda, now, Basil told us that Holy Father asked you to engage the elders. And you have these elders all around you in the church, in the school, in the family. So how have you been engaging elders in your cohorts?
Sister, our first project was to first create these cohorts within our specific, first within our institute and our specific parishes. And once we are able to formalize these cohorts, then we'll be able to engage the elders, be it the priests, be it the government, officials from the government, or any other elder that we deem relevant. So that is our first initiative, was to create an awareness of this group and make them understand the initiative of the BBI, the Building Bridges Initiative. And then from there, we can be able to engage, first have the cohort members first.
Okay, thank you very much. And you are doing a whole lot to bring more members to your cohorts. Yes. Can I ask you, how many members have you brought in since after the conversation with the Holy Father to your cohort?
Yes. At the moment, we have 3 parishes that are willing to join and willing to take up the initiative. And 2 of them are Catholic and 1 group is non-Catholic, just a social group within this specific parish. And they're very much willing to come on board.
Okay, thank you very much. Wilfred, are you there? What are your take homes from the message of the Holy Father to the request or the question you proposed to him?
Okay, so from the previous meeting that we had with the Holy Father, my question was about the misuse of the youths by the politician. And the response that I got is that we should ensure that the students are able to participate in activities that will keep them engaged so that they will not have a mind that they can be misused. And also we should bring awareness to the youths that this money that they are given of that one day that they go to fight is not worthy enough to risk their lives going to fight for the sake of the politicians. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So our Holy Father actually wants you to participate in your country's politics, for he believes that for youth to be lacking in politics, not to participate or to have active participation is in a country is tantamount to the death of that country. So what are the ways in which you can be more active and proactive in the politics of your country? You just talked that he said that you should not be just, passive. You have to participate, and in the participation, bring in your elders. Don't force yourself on them. So, but you need to participate. You need to be active and even be more proactive. So, what are the ways in which you think you can do this as a youth of Kenya? Okay.
I think the first thing we will have to consider is the first way we will be able to achieve this is through education and dialogue. And first, within these specific cohorts that we have created or we intend to create, through dialogue and education to sensitize the youth against such vices and to actually let them understand the importance of dialogue and within these cohorts, we're able to deliberate on how we're able to realize some of these changes that the youth want to bring about. And this specific cohorts will be a good breeding ground for realizing these changes, because we're able to involve other members of the society, the church leaders, the government leaders, and our peer members. So we're able to, through a fruitful dialogue, we're able to overcome some of these challenges or be able to come up with solutions to some of these challenges. So it's essentially through education, the importance of the BBI and dialogue.
Okay, so dialogue and education. That through that you can talk to more youth, you can talk to even more others about politics and how you can be more involved in that. Thank you. Basil, what do you take on that?
Yes, sister. First of all, I'd like to say that I really admire the fact that Holy Father doubles up as a head of state, apart from his title as the Pope. I admire that a lot about him. So basically, we have this notion that politics is a dirty game. Personally, I don't buy that. So my take is that we should encourage the youth to participate in politics as contestants. Actually, we should encourage them to contest, and of course, educate them on the importance of doing so. And most importantly, we should support them. You see, there is this scenario that maybe I'm vying for a seat, maybe let's say a member of county assembly seat. Then Eda comes and says, Basil, you can do this, and all the encouragement, and then at the end of the day, she does not vote for me. You see that won't be it won't be much of help. We really need that support apart from like the encouragement. So it's the push plus the support for the young
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Omondi, he has talked about how to encourage yourselves. And Eda already talked about dialoguing with other youths and educating people about what politics is all about. And Bazi already said that he doesn't want to believe that politics is a dirty game and we should shun it. So what do you think about this?
Surely politics is not a dirty game, because I've developed interest in politics of late. When we see over the news what the government is doing, and objectively we can judge, you can say this is right, this is wrong, this one they have made a mistake. And I believe through our writings, many have been illumined. I think they have taken into considerations what you have been writing. But again, what Pope Francis said about the youth, that we should come together, we should not fail to dream, and that nothing is going to be brought for us, we have to go for it. And because all these which are affecting us as the youth in Kenya or in Africa, they are majorly about the politics. So once we come together and we identify the areas where we feel a challenge or the areas where we see there can be change, we come together and then we go towards a certain office, maybe if it is the office of the governor, office of the area member of county assembly, to assist us. So we bring our positive views, we share, and then most of the time when we have seen the groups that have gone, they have come up with positive reply. At least maybe, even if it is not the same way we went with the view, we have been enlightened on the different way of approaching the same situation. And I think currently it is giving us good fruits. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Omondi, for your active involvement through your writing. And I believe that this writing can be translated to activities, to practical things that not only on paper, but they can also see. Okay, thank you. So you are listening to the African Catholic Youth Voices, and here with me are young people from Kenya. Yeah, we have talked about politics and the politicians. And I would like to ask you now that how can you form yourself as a team of believers, of young Catholics, African Catholic youths, having strong faith to shun the politicians' allurements of using you and other youths, other young people to promote violence? How can you shun that? You have to have strong faith in yourself and build yourself together. You have to encourage yourself. You have said that, and you have to continue to dream tall. So how can you form yourself and protect yourself from promoting violence being used by the politicians?
Okay, so the way we can shun ourselves from being misused, I think the first thing is that we create awareness. Then after we create awareness, most of the time we are used because most of the youths are jobless and we are looking for money. So I think that what we can do is that we can try to create more self-employment opportunities for the youths. At least we get some organization maybe to be able to fund the youths with some little money that they can be able to start up small businesses. And in that way, we will be able to support ourselves, and somebody will not just wake up and be paid for maybe 200 Kenyan shilling to go and fight, as long as they are able to earn and make money. And also, I think that the church should also come in and be able to create job opportunities for the youths, because when you look at most of the African governments, the people that are in offices are the people who are aged. There is no opportunities for the young people. And if they are there, they are very little, and there is very high corruption that goes on in those offices.
Yeah, you talk of job curation. And your cohorts, is there any cohorts here that is looking at that? Because you are looking at writing, looking at encouraging and all that. Are you also looking at creating? Because you have given us an example that you need to create small jobs that will fetch youths a living.
Yeah.
So what are you doing in your cohorts to do to solve that problem?
Okay, some of us in my school, they offer design, and there is the School of Social Communication. So you find that some of the students that are finishing and they don't get employment, you find that some of them starting cyber cafes to be able to maybe buy printouts, to be able, yeah, as in they do. You find that people most of us, we create employment for ourselves. Like personally, I buy trousers and sell to the other students.
Okay, thank you. So you can also help other youths in your cohorts to do something to make a living, so that when politicians come, they come with the money, they can easily shun this. Okay, thank you very much. Brent from Cohort, what do you think about this?
According to me, I think that, first of all, we should just create an awareness to know our right in politics. Then, should be also a representation of youth. Like we find that most government offices, working in them, most of them find that they are an adult. Each and every age group, they have their need. I think there should be a representation of youth in that so that their voice may be heard through their representation. Because sometimes you can find that there are challenges that you are facing here outside that the government cannot consider our voice. But if we find a representation, our voice can be heard. Then we should also talk to these non-governmental organizations so that they can help us to create job opportunities using the local resources that we have. It is not a matter of that we have to have our own companies, but we can look on how we can innovate certain projects in our local resources so that we can create job opportunities to avoid being misused. I think that is it, sister.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we all believe that if we have something doing, if we create jobs, the church, the individuals and the politicians, even the NGOs can help in this, in creating jobs. That if youths are having jobs, they are doing something, they will not be going after the politicians to get shillings for them to promote violence or to cause a crisis in the society. So it is very important, and I'm also challenging you in your cohort to start doing something, to start being creative on how you can help yourself to get something, to be self-employed and do something for a living for yourself. Even as you are schooling, you can still help yourself, get something to be doing, to assist even your parents, to assist yourself and all that. Thank you very much